Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we are going to be making project number 6 of my 13 spooky projects of Halloween. This time I have a bookmark for you. So you just open it right here. It's got a little magnet down here, and you can write a message in there if you want. And it just clicks shut just like that. All right. So we are going to be using the Cutest Halloween bundle. That is that, and then it does come with a punch, but I didn't use the punch because I'm using the skeleton, and it doesn't have the skeleton. I just fussy cut it. It was really simple. But if you purchase these together, you do save 10%. All right. So the first thing that you're going to need is a piece of Highland Heather, and this measures 2 by 11. Then you're going to score that at 5.5. I actually already scored it, so we're going to score that at 5.5. Then we're going to take our bone folder and make sure that we get a good crease on there. You're also going to need a piece of basic white that is 1 7/8 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and another piece of designer series paper. And it looks like this one is a little bit less. This is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So this is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and this one is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. You could make them both the same size if you wanted to. I'm not sure why I didn't, but you can certainly do that. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take the detailed trio punch, and I'm going to round all of the bottom corners so I don't forget. So make sure that I round all of the bottom corners. And on this one, all 4 corners are going to be rounding because it's going to be put together. And then the 2 bottom corners of your basic white piece as well. All right, there we go. All right, so we can go ahead and we can put this part together. So I get these magnets on Amazon. They are decorative fridge magnets. It says craft and office 8 mm by 1 mm. So we're going to take 2 of those. Right. And I'm going to put 1 on the top. So we need some glue dots. So I'm going to take my glue dot, and I'm going to put that on the magnet right here, and I'm just going to put that in about 3/4 up and 1 inch in on each side. All right. Then we can take we're going to take another glue dot. We're going to put that on top. And then we'll take our designer series paper with some Tombow, whatever I did with it. And we're just going to put some Tombow on the back of this. You want to make sure you put your magnet up because when you put your paper over it, it's gonna come up a little bit. And so you want to make sure that it doesn't buckle or doesn't, I guess buckle is a good word, at the bottom right here. You want to make sure that it sticks down there. All right. Got a little bump right there. All right, so now we're going to take the other magnet and we're going to stick it to that one. We're going to take another glue dot and we're going to adhere that glue dot to that magnet. Okay, and we're going to close the back side. And then that's where the magnets should be so that they're facing each other. And then we're going to take our other piece of basic white and more glue. And we're going to do the same thing. Now you can stamp a to and from on here if you want to. Just put a name on the inside, whatever you want to do. And then that just closes. And then that's your bookmark. Now all you have to do is decorate it. So what I wanted to do is on these little pieces of paper here, there is a tombstone. And I was trying to replicate that. So what I did is I took the Hippo and Friends dies, and I used the smallest out of these, and I thought this kind of looked like a tombstone. So what I did is I took a scrap of basic white. I should have got one right here. So we're going to run that through our cut and emboss machine. Okay, get our cut and emboss machine. We're going to need 2 number 2s and a number 1. I can use my mini cut and emboss machine. So I need my 1 and my 2, my paper, my die, and another number 2. And we're going to run that through. All right. There is our shape. My die away so that I don't lose it. And this can be thrown away, but I'm going to keep this because it's still sticky, so I can still use it. Okay, so now we can take this, and I cut off about let's see how much I cut off here. I cut off I didn't measure, about 7/8 of an inch. So I just cut off about 7/8 of an inch, and I just cut with my scissors and cut straight across because that's going to be covered up because I have another little piece of basic white here, and this is 1/4 by 1/4 by 1 7/8. Okay, so that's going to go right down to the bottom. So I'm going to take my Tombow and I'm just going to put some liquid glue right down here. And I'm going to take this little piece of basic white and I'm going to put that right down at the bottom. And I'm making sure that it's butted right up against and that you have an equal amount on this side as that side. I keep hitting it. And that looks pretty good. should put my silicone mat down. I always forget to do that. And then, so what I did is I used the stamp set, and you put a smile on my face. I know it's pretty weird for a tombstone, but hey. We are going to stamp that with our black ink, Memento ink. I have to bring that a little bit farther to me. There we go. Then, while I have my ink out, I might as well take another scrap here and that's an envelope. All right. I have a box of scraps that sits right next to me that I have all my white scraps in. So we're going to take the outline of the little skeleton face and then the inside. So let me take put this over here. I've got this one over here. I need a piece of to stamp off. So I'm going to take my Memento and I'm going to stamp that on here. Then I'm going to take my basic gray. I'm going to take the filler, which is this one right here. I'm going to ink that up, but then I'm going to stamp off so I get most of the ink off. And this one I really have to bring because I have to okay, so that filled that in nicely. All right. It's got some ink on my hand there. Get that out of the way. Then I'm going to bring in, let me get my chamois here. Clean this off. I need to give them a face. So pick whatever face you want to. I picked the smiley face one, I think. Yep. So we'll put that on there. And using the Tuxedo Memento Black again. I am going to stamp that. Right like that. I don't need that anymore. Then I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo and we're going to give him some cute little cheeks. I don't know if you noticed this little circle in there. Those are his cheeks. Right there. All right, so let's close this up. All right. Let's do, okay, I don't know if you noticed, but this is not white. I did actually stamp it on white, and then I took my basic gray and I took one of my blending brushes, which you could totally use your gray ink if you want to, but I didn't want it quite that dark. So this is going to give it just, it's going to give it color, but not so much color. And this, this blends really, really nice on this cardstock. So we're going to blend that all on there. And I'm just going to take a piece of my Post-it note so I don't get my hands all inky. I'm just going to hold that. You want to start off and then blend on, because if you just go right at it, it's going to give you a big splotch like that. I'm also using a one of the backs to our designer series paper. This is kind of thick. It's not thick, slick, so it glides right onto whatever, or at least in my case it does, whatever you're blending. So I'm going to let that dry, and while that is drying, I'm going to kind of move that over a little bit to get it out of the ink. I'm going to fussy cut this. So I need my snips, and like I said, this is pretty easy to fussy cut. While I'm fussy cutting this, I'll let you know that Celebrations is almost done. We've got like 10 days left. It ends on September 30th. So for every $50 that you spend, you get a free product out of the Celebration catalog. If you don't have a Celebration catalog, I could send you one, but it's probably going to take some time. So best thing to do would be to go to my website, and you can look at the catalog on there. All right. Also, there's a perk for signing up right now until the 30th, which I cannot believe is only 10 days away. Yes, it's the same amount, so you get $125 of product for $99, free shipping. You have to pay your tax, of course, but then you get a free stamp set of select stamp sets. But that, again, that's only until the end of the month. So I'd love to have you on my team. If you need questions or you have questions, please let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. All right, so fussy cut that. I'm going to take I put a dimensional on the back of this one, but afterwards I'm like, well, I shouldn't have done that because it's going to go in a book, and not that it's that big of a deal, but for this one, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to use some glue and use my Tombow. I'm just going to use my Tombow and put it on there with my Tombow. So I'm just going to put it on his head. I should say his skull. And it's going to go right down here. Just like that. Then I took a piece of our where did my ribbon go? Did I drop it? Right here. Then I took a piece of our Highland Heather grosgrain ribbon. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it. Ribbon scissors. So this is about 4 inches. So I've got about 4 inches on here. And all I did is I just wanted to put something behind it. So I just put this behind it. And you're going to need a piece of Scotch tape to hold it down. That's on the table behind me. So, so I'm make sure it's kind of in the middle here. And then you're going to put a piece of, I think this is too long. Nope. Don't use the ribbon scissors. Somebody will be in trouble. going to go in the middle. And then this is going to go right over there. Then I'm going to take our little tombstone, and I'm just going to put glue along the edges here. I'm not going to put it in the middle. Well, no, I'm not going to put it up there either. Yeah, just going to put it there. I could put a little right here though, because it's not going to stick to the piece of Scotch tape, so there's no sense of putting it there. So then we are going to center this right like that. All right. Then I took one of the cute stars, adhesive backed sequins, and I took one of the large iridescent ones, and I just put that right at the top of the tombstone, right there, for his little symbol on his tombstone. So that is it for that part. Then I did take, on the inside of this one, I had a leftover little bat from one of the other papers, and I still have some left over. So I am, oh, did I show you that card? Didn't mean to, because it's really cute. I have another little bat there. I can't wait to show you that one. It is so cute. It's so cute. Okay, so we'll just put a little glue in here, and then that's going to go right up here, and that is it for project number 6 of my 13 spooky projects of Halloween. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. All supplies can be purchased through my online store at www.happystamp.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.